Hello. Please let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please comment and let me know. Yay. Hi, everyone. Give me one moment. Hey. So we have a few more minutes before I'm scheduled to start. I just wanted to get on to make sure that you guys could hear me. Thank you so much to the four of you who are here nice and early. I appreciate it, honey. I don't take these things lightly. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it so much. Did all of you read the book or at least start the book? Thank you, Ifashewa. Aboru Aboye. Thank you so much. Adupwe. Anybody else read the book or start the book at least? Hi, Eddie. Greetings. Greetings, Mr. Rodriguez. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Anyone else read the book yet? Start the book. I read that book 1,000 times. 1,000 times. I am over it. The editing process is something special, boy. Greetings, Rosalie. Greetings. Greetings. Thank you for joining. Nice. Ifashewa, you read it that quickly? Greetings, Jules. Thank you for joining. She said she read it, or he or she, I'm sorry, I'm not sure. You said you read it the day you got it. Excellent. It is a pretty quick read, I feel like. If you're into that sort of thing, it can be a pretty quick read, for sure. Had me thinking a lot about myself, too, Ifashewa. CC Reed, I'm speaking of my book. So I just published an ebook called Ajay the Master Key. It's a novella and it's a fiction, kind of like a fantasy fiction, but it has a lot of aspects from the Orisha tradition in it. Hopefully you're familiar with the Orisha tradition. If not, still, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. How y'all feeling today? Thank you, Cece. I appreciate it. The link should be in the description box on this video. If I didn't put it, then I am messing up, but I think I did. Oh, I'm glad you're good, Eddie. Wonderful. I hope everybody's doing well. I know in the Northeast, Oya and Shango have been moving through with some really powerful storms. So when I get the alert that they're coming through, I'm always talking to them like, please be kind to my home and don't scare the crap out of me. You know, please. But they've been coming through pretty strongly. Today, nothing's happened yet. But you know, my mother, she can show up at any time. If I were ya, she can just be like, you know what, her and Shango can come through and say, we just gonna tear this up real quick and start going crazy. So I'm just glad everything is good, nice and calm right now. So I see we have some newbies in the room. Newbies are people that are new to the tradition. Welcome to the tradition. It is such a life-changing experience. It can be scary and fun, and yeah, it can be so many things. Love it. I really do love it. I feel like I'm home in the Ifa tradition. Like I have been welcomed home. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes for people to join. And then I can give you guys a brief synopsis of the book and why I wrote it and where I got the ideas. What up, Dubs and Y? Shout out to the hood. Shout out to Red Hook, Brooklyn. Shout out to the projects. That's my home. Wonderful, Eddie. Yeah, we all need Babalawo, Iyanifas that are going to help us. Without them, I feel like it's impossible to learn if you don't have a Baba or an Iya. Are there any other authors in the room? Any other writers? I know I'm not the only writer in the room. It has to be others. Somebody fronting. Nice. 2 weeks ago. Oh, Eddie, you is brand spanking new. Welcome. Those readings are the best. Greetings, Howard. Hey. Love to see my people in the room. We're going to get started in 2 minutes. No other writers in the room? I'm having a really hard time believing that. I bet you there are writers here, but people are fronting. If you're not writing and you know you're supposed to be writing, then get on it. Okay? There are books in the room that need to be written. People are waiting for them. Nice, Eddie. So this is not completely new to you. You know of the religion, which is really cool. I didn't know anything about it, but it found me, thankfully. You should start writing again, Ifashewa. There's no used to be a poet. Once you're a poet, you're always a poet. I know it's in your heart. Nice. One more minute before we get started. I want to introduce you to someone. I brought one of my friends with me today. Some time ago, not that long ago, I lost one of my friends. This is somebody I spent a lot of awesome, excitement-filled nights and days with. We're part of this party crew. My friend DJ Micro Don Dada. I said, I'm going to bring you with me on live tonight, boo. He perished really young, but he just was so full of life and energy. And he's someone whose presence, like, I still feel, but I learned from him to take things less seriously, right? And then to enjoy life, because you never know when it's time to go back to Orun, when it's time to transition and go back to heaven. So we need to really enjoy life. So I wanted to bring him with me in my own way tonight. Iba to my friend Anil Lopez. I pray that he has been welcomed home well, that his Egbe and his Egungun and Olodumare and all of his supports has welcomed him home well. And I pray he returns again, and he returns to a good condition here on earth. Asheo. All right, so I'm going to get started. Hey, it's Daydream Austin, a.k.a. Oyabunmi. Welcome to another episode of My Orisha Journey. I am here to talk about my new ebook, Ajay and the Master Key. It's a novella, so it's a short novel. It's a fantasy and a fiction, and it's based on a character who's going through a lot of stuff in life, and a lot of stuff that I'm sure other people can relate to. She goes through bouts of depression. She can't stand where she works. She is messing with somebody that she have no business messing with. Hey, I see a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, Alion, for the $2. I rocks with you forever, but you the homie, so you already know that. Thank you so much. She's in a situation she has no business being in terms of relationships. But the thing about this young lady is she has all of that going on, but she also has Ifa. She's initiated into Ifa. So when you have Ifa, you have a support system. You're privy to information that, lay persons are not privy to. You get very specific information tailored to what's going on in your life, and you find out ways to improve your condition and to thwart like negative conditions, right? So I wanted to make sure that this character was someone who was familiar with Ifa and Orisha, so that she would know, like, okay, this is something I can go to when things are difficult for me. And that's something I've taken from my own life. When I'm struggling in any way, I'm going straight to Ifa and Orisha. I don't have time to play around. I'm not going to try to figure things out. If it's something serious in my life where I need to find out which way to go, I'm going to Ifa and Orisha to find out which way to go. If my character is off, I'm going to Ifa and Orisha to check my character, to rebalance and recalibrate myself. That's always my first line of defense. And in the book, I wanted to show that. I wanted to portray that this character, that this would be her first line of defense. So if you don't have the book, you should be able to go down to the description box and click on the link where it says purchase it here. It'll take you to my website. It's strictly an ebook. Some people have been asking for physical copies. If you've published a book before, you know that the physical copies can make things a little bit more, difficult, so to speak. You can do an e-copy and get it out rather quickly. So if anyone has any comments or questions about the book, please feel free to share. In addition to the main character, Ajay, being familiar with the Ifa Orisha tradition and being initiated into the tradition, she has the icons in her home. So when she's going through something, she can go to them to make offering and pray, and she has her own shrine. Yeah, she was devoted, wasn't she, Ifa Shewa? I wanted to show that she knows that that's her saving grace. Like, she knows Ifa is her salvation. So that's where she goes when she's in trouble. Yes, it was. I agree. And she also, through her Baba, learned a bit about Eshu Odada. And she knew that Eshu is the deity that can really support our movements. So she knew that in order to get things right, she should call on Eshu Odada. She should call on Ifa and all of these different Orisha and deities. And she did that. And Eshu actually shows up in physical form. So Ifa Shewa says, I wish Eshu would visit me like that. I love Eshu, but I do not want to wake up in the middle of the night and Eshu is in my house. I love Eshu, but when Eshu comes with an energy that can be at times confusing. And I say that because we have this statement that we say, Eshu Mashe Mio, right? Eshu Mashe Mio means, Eshu, please don't confuse me. I always say, Eshu, please don't confuse me. If you must confuse anyone today, confuse my enemies, right? Don't confuse me. Because if we don't complete our Ebo, if we are not going to our shrines regularly, if we have taboos that we're not honoring, that puts us on Eshu's hit list, right? For confusion and trickery and stuff like that. So in the book, we see that Ajay, there were certain messages she was getting that she was not listening to. She wasn't taking heed to warnings. She kept making the same choice over and over again. So in that case, Ifa Shewa, when Eshu comes, he's not going to come with all pleasant things. As you see in the book, she has to go through a lot to learn more about herself, right? Any questions or comments about the book? So I know one person said they read the book. Anyone else in the room Have you guys read it? And if so, do you have any favorite parts, any parts that stand out for you? My favorite part is definitely the stream of consciousness, the first point of contact for Eshu and Ajay, where he takes her to when she's about to travel. Let me make sure I'm not missing any chats. How about that? Yeah, her friend was, I agree, Ifashewa, her friend was awesome. Any questions or comments about the book? If not, I mean, I can just keep on talking, right? That's what I do, but I would prefer for it to be interactive. That's the whole point of making it live. Otherwise, I could just make a video, sit here, talk to myself, like I usually do, upload it. That works too. That works fine. One of the things that I wanted to do is greetings Ifa Motilewa Aboru Aboye Iya. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Howard. So for the stream of consciousness, for those of you who have read the book, when Eshu comes to Ajay, right, and he's about to take her on this journey, they first go into space and go to what I call the stream of consciousness. And this is where Ajay gets to see her choices kind of laid out before her in this stream. And Eshu can pull forth a choice and show it to her, like show her what a particular choice would look like, show her how it would play out. And Howard, I think for me, I think a lot, like not a lot, but I've thought about this notion of time travel. And I wanted to do something different because I noticed when a lot of people talk about time travel, they're talking about going back and changing something in the past, right? So if that's the case, I focus on choice travel. So I wanted to give Ajay this option of going back and having the options of different choices from a particular moment in time. So as she takes her to the stream the first time and is like, look, you know, this is the situation that just took place. And I'm going to show you, these are some other things you could have done in that moment. And they actually simultaneously exist in that moment. He's like showing her in the stream, these different threads. And she's able to say, okay, this is the choice I would like to experience this time around. Thank you so much for the super chat, Howard. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. And she's able to choose again, right? She gets to make another choice. How many of us would love to say, Eshu, come and take me to the stream of consciousness so I can make a different choice? The only thing about Ajay, I ain't gonna say she's silly, but she goes and then she makes a choice that's still not the best choice, but that's how we learn. So it is what it is. Greetings, Latoya. Thank you for joining. Right. And that's something that came up for me too. As Shu keeps asking Ajay all throughout the book, what do you want? Right? What do you want? And at first she's giving these very automatic answers about things, right? Which we tend to do sometimes. We feel like we know what it is we want. But when he was asking her what it takes to make a choice, you know, one of the things that came up was the importance of deliberation. It talks about this in the Odu. When we're about to make a choice, we're not supposed to rush. We're not supposed to be impulsive. We're supposed to sit and consider our options. And if it's a serious choice, we go to Ifa, we get Dafa, we get readings, we cast and find out which direction we should go in. And that's what Eshu is bringing to her attention again and again. What do you want, Ajay? She's going to keep giving that same automatic answer until she got to play out those different experiences, right? She got to look through those choices, see what that would look like, and then kind of be like, wait a minute, I'm not making good choices because I'm not seriously deliberating and thinking about what it is that I want. Thank you so much for that, Latoya. I love that you said making sure your actions aren't contradicting your desires. And that's so true. So Ajay wants, or I get the feeling that her character from writing her character is someone who wants love, right? But initially she's choosing someone whose love is not. Iba, thank you. Ifa Motilewa for the super chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the $40. I really appreciate you, Ia. Ashe. Ashe. May Oya bless everyone who is blessing me. Everyone who has purchased my book. Everyone who is super chatting me. Everyone who likes, shares, subscribes to my channel. I pray that my mother looks upon you well. So we definitely want to make sure that, Ashe. And everybody say Ashe after that so you can get some of that. Iba, thank you. Ifa Shewa, Iba to you. Thank you. May my mother bless you well. May she carry you well. Ashe. But we definitely want to make sure that our actions aren't contradicting desires, right? She says she wants love. She wants to be in a healthy relationship, and then she chooses someone who cannot really give her the type of love that she wants. And then when she moves on, she wants love, but still she hasn't found it yet, right? And it's not because she wasn't getting it the second time. It's just because she wasn't really clear about what it is that she wants at that point in her life. And she finds out by the end of the book. Anyone else have any questions, comments about the book? Thank you so much for the super chat, y'all. Y'all don't know. Thank you so much. Micro says thank you too. Look, thank you. Yes, Jules, get the book. You should be able to click on in the description box. It should have a link that'll take you to my website. It is an ebook strictly. I'm not doing any print copies. Thank you, Airbus. Yeah, I go live. I wasn't really into it at first, but I do it. If you haven't gotten the book yet, go into the description box, click the link. It's $9.99. It's a nice quick read. Make sure you download the link quickly because it disappears after 24 hours, okay? She was not aware, Ifa Motilewa, she wasn't aware that it was Eshu until he told her who it was. Before she fell asleep that night, she was calling Eshu. She was calling Eshu Odara. And she falls asleep and she wakes up and there's someone in her house. Greetings, Austin. My Austins is in here. Ashe, Iba, the Austins. So she wakes up, someone's in her house and it's a man, Ifa Motilewa. And she goes and she is like chasing this man and he's different sizes. He's huge, he's small. If you've ever read a story or Riki about Eshu, they'll portray Eshu as being this small, and then they'll talk about him being too tall to fit in the house. And I always thought that contradiction was so interesting, so I put that in the book. She's chasing this man, and then she just flips out. Greetings, Jack Weave. Iba, thank you so much for joining me. Greetings. Love you guys. Yeah, so she didn't know it was Eshu, but she finds out later on when he's just like, calm down, it's me. And she's like, what? She thought she was dreaming. And come to find out she was not. And Eshu was there. There's Eshu also is a different sex at one point in the book. It's really cool. If you haven't read the book, you really should read it. I will give you a warning. One of my readers told me that there's a scene about Ajay's suicide attempt that was pretty graphic. So if you feel that might trigger you, I want you to prepare yourself for it. But I didn't think to give that as a warning before, but I want to say that now just in case. Any other questions or comments about the book? So what I think I want to do is, before I close, because I'm not going to stay on too long, I want to read one of my favorite parts of the book where as she was taking Ajay to the stream of consciousness, where she gets to review her choices and choose a new experience in her life path. This is from chapter 14, I believe. So if you haven't gotten up to that part, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna give you give this read it to you, and then I'll answer your question, Jack Weave. Without warning, Ajay is thrust into darkness. It feels as if she's been pulled at high speed into another space. Her living room has disappeared. She stands in the void beside Ashu. Darkness surrounds them. There is what looks like an ethereal stream of water manifesting before them. Its turquoise glow is mesmerizing. Ashu senses Ajay's fear and takes her hand. All is well. No fear, he smiles. This stream of consciousness possesses all the choices at your disposal at any given time. In a singular moment, you have the option of making a multitude of choices, and they are all represented right here. Ajay looks on in shock. All of my choices are here in this stream? Yes. As Shu takes his finger and places it in the stream, he moves it horizontally. The water begins to spread into what looks like a collection of delicate threads. He places the tip of his finger on one thread and pulls it forward. It becomes a projection of a period of time. So when he runs his finger over the stream, it breaks the stream up into these threads. He's able to put his finger on a thread and pull it forward, and becomes a projection of whatever period of time he's trying to show Ajay, right? A choice, a different choice that she's made. And he does that so that she can say what direction she wants to go in next, what choice or what life path she would like to experience at a particular time. So what gave me the idea for the book was I wanted to write a story about someone who was having a crisis of consciousness. So people in this spiritual tradition know that part of it is that we go for these initiations, right? But there are just regular times in our lives, really difficult situations and different things that happen that are initiations for us. We're being initiated daily. And Ifa actually encourages us to initiate ourselves daily, right? To be reborn. But this young lady, I wanted this character to be someone that was relatable, right? I wanted, just like someone said they saw themselves in the character. I wanted people to feel like she was relatable. Something, this is a person that is going through things that you guys have experienced. I'm sure somebody here hates their job. I'm sure someone here has been in a relationship where they look back and they're like, damn, why did I do that? Someone here might experience depression and confusion and not really know which way to turn. And I wanted to show her having this crisis of consciousness, but not just having the the crisis of consciousness, but going through the motions of getting through it, right? Getting through the crisis and being okay, fighting through it, learning things about herself, healing from past trauma. If you've read the book, you know that there's stuff in there about her family dynamic and how neglected she felt by, her father particularly, which kind of led to some of the not so great relationships that she had participated in. And some of the behaviors of her mother that she kind of picked up and had been implementing in her relationships. So I just wanted to show someone that was real and had some real ass issues, but that was also interacting with the Ifa and Orisha faith to work through those issues. I think I described that as well as I could. Any other questions or comments about the book? It's an ebook, Jack Weaver, so I wouldn't be able to sign it physically. So, I could put a signature on it, like type a signature on it maybe, but I couldn't. This is not a physical one. This is not a physical book. Thank you, Ifa Motilewa. I appreciate it. Guys, you should follow Ask Amber. She's in the comments. She does these readings, which are really great. You should follow her for her readings. Next book is going to be a physical book, Jack Weave, and I'll be able to sign that one for you. I have 2 books prior to this one. I have one called The Not So Patiently Waiting Handbook, which is about relationships, dating after 30, and also a poetry book called Reflections. They're on my website alongside the new ebook. If you want to support, feel free. Yeah, I have to figure out if I'm going to build on this book and make it a series. We'll see, though. We'll see how it works out. Any other questions or comments before I wrap this up? I'll give it a few moments. Ashe, Alion, we shall see. Love you too. Auntie, I love you so much. Anything else? No? Thank you all so much for joining me. It's going to be a series, period. Ashe. Ashe, from your lips to Oya's ears, to my Ori's ears, to everyone's ears. So really quickly, I just like to thank you so much, Ifa Shewa. I really appreciate your support. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your evening to be here with me. Thank you for commenting, for super chats, because a sister loves some money. Honey, you helping a sister out. Y'all don't know. Yes, thank you. But seriously, just thank you for the love. Thank you for all of the support. I really appreciate you. I pray that the days to come will see you filled with peace, with comfort, with health, with well-being. I pray that you will see good health, long life, gain, financial gain, prosperity, the wealth of good relationships and joy. I pray that you will smile and laugh and play and have that innocence that you had as a child, that you be filled with that. I pray that all of your egg bay, that means all of your astral mates, all of your ancestors, all of those beautiful benevolent spirits that are looking upon you well, I pray that they will carry you well, that they will strengthen you and protect you as you move forward. And I'm so grateful for all of you. Ashe. No, how we're gonna hit me with the serious question right before I close. Jeez, ladies, y'all might want to help out with this. Do you think women, this is the last question I'm gonna take, frequently have to choose between passion and stability? Hey, I am a firm believer that you can have it all, but that could just be my idealistic Aquarius mind, right? Oh, what? I don't have to choose. I can have it all. I think you can have both, but I think in this case, the book shows a clear choice between that passion, right, and stability. And she was drawn to, Jay was definitely drawn to the passion, but there were things about the stability that she appreciated. Ashe, thank you, Ifa Shewa. So you understand what I'm saying. We can have it all, honey. I don't know about these other people, but I don't have to choose. I'm gonna give me some stability and some passion. But definitely, you're right. I feel like women frequently feel like they have to, but I'm just going for the gold, I'm going for the medal. I'm trying to get it all. You never found both, sis? Never? Oh man, it got to be out there. It have to be. The hardest part for me to write, that whole book. Right. That whole book was hard for me to write. It was difficult. Writing is a journey. I'm sorry, y'all. I be getting taps and stuff. I don't know. Writing is a journey. And I would say literally, it was just difficult to get through this book. A little harder than my first 2 because my first 2 are nonfiction and it's just about how I feel, right? And how I think. But actually building out these characters was a little difficult. So I had to build out Ajay. I had to show you what a monster Stan was. I had to show you what a clown and a sweetheart that Tyler was. I had to show you her friend. Cece Reed, are you serious? So it's all Aquarius. Shout out to the Aquarius coming through to support the Aquarius sister. Didn't even know it, right? That's why we like this. That's why. Aquarius is the best anyway. Nah, I like y'all all too. All of y'all are cool with me. But yeah, that was the hardest. D. Austin, that was definitely the hardest, was building out the characters. It took a lot more discipline than I'm used to. A lot more. Who's booing? Leon, you can't booty Aquarius. We lit. Please. Anyway. Any other questions? Howard done got me up here. I was trying to get off because I thought everybody was done. Anybody else? Last call. Last call for alcohol. So I saw that Ask Amber says, Nana says at least 3 men in life. And I know what she's talking about, meaning you need at least 3 men to make up one man. You know, like you got to kind of put them together like Build-A-Bear. I think I put something about Build-A-Bear in my first book, if I'm not mistaken. But it was called Build-A-Man. I was on some other stuff back then. Anything else? All right, my loves. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support. I might do a part 2 to this. Maybe not, though. We'll see what the reaction is. Either way, I thank you for your support. Have a great night. See you next time. Go to my website, daydreamaustin.com. That's where you can get the book and check out some other stuff. I also do tarot readings, okay? So if you have some questions, you're feeling confused in life, one of these retrogrades got you messed up, hit me up. I can help you out through a tarot reading, okay? Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for the support and for the super chat. Woo! Bye. Micro says bye. Good night, everybody.